Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot and welcome to your general reading for May 2021 or whenever you're led to it for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever area of chart you're wanting to look at, or if you just fancied the title. Now, being a general reading rules apply, i.e. timing is far from absolute. Roles can be reversed sometimes if someone else appears in the reading. And where these are a bit different is it's not to take what resonates, because you'll be able to apply it to your circumstance or not, but it's pay attention to that or not. It's either the whole thing's for you or nothing is for you. The way that you know is I'd like you to ask a question. So take a moment, think about all of the questions that are around you, focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them, because cards will answer what they want and they don't necessarily have the same sense of priority as you and I do. So in the link down below, if for instance you don't know your rising sign, because I would say always watch your rising sign. If you only got time to watch one of them, watch your rising sign. So there's a couple of links, in fact, down below in the description to go and get yourself a free birth chart. As you know, you need your time and place of birth as well as the date. There's also a link for the Facebook page for this channel. I post these shows, obviously, and all the astrology shows I watch, you know, the weather forecast type ones. So yeah, come and have a look at those. And more importantly, it's got its own inbox. So if you want to approach me for a private reading, that's the way to do it. I will get to you shortly. Sometimes it can be a couple of days, but I do get there in the end, I promise. I think that's all my waffle, to be honest. My God, 2 minutes. Well, I need to waffle for maybe 30 seconds more, else the shuffle video up there will be going like the clappers by the time I edit it in. Yeah, so ask your question. Yeah, when watching these readings, I mean, some of the readers do say take what resonates, absolutely. Work with how the reader says. But when all said and done, it's entertainment. It's YouTube. This is here, hopefully, to tell you stuff that you already know, or to give you a different perspective on things that you already know. Don't let any reader take away your power and take away your own decision making. Now, let me bring the cards up, because decision making here is one of the issues, Taurus. So we've got right in the middle here, Seven of Cups. So there's lots of options. And what I was actually feeling from this is that there's a chance of too many options and an element of confusion, which is another thing that the Seven of Cups is known for. When all said and done, I'll throw the cards everywhere. This guy's dreaming about food. And what food do I have? Which one do I go for? And underneath this, Seven of Vessels, so Seven of Cups again, with a cheerful tone to that card, with the skull in the middle. But remember, skulls represent wisdom, and it's interesting that the skull is not on the tablecloth with the actual bowls that it's getting to choose from. So sandwiched between those two cards as a clarifier is Ten of Swords. Now, I do believe that there is something, it's something that you're wanting to bring to an end, and you're worried about overkill, because there is stress underlying your actions, underlying your interpretations. Right. So, clarified by the Ace of Wands and the Moon on Water. So, something has been building. Some form of stress has been building, because it's like, I want to get moving. I want to get moving. Or, considering it's Taurus, it's like, I want to carry on moving. I was moving. I want to carry on moving. Because, let's have a look at the past here. I mean, at the moment, it's Your dreams are pretty much within reach, but you're aware of just how slow this process is being. Knave of Pentacles here with the Ten of Cups. So it's like there's this better than wish fulfillment energy around you, but it's like water. You can't quite grab it. You can't quite get it into place, get it materialized. And this is causing some amount of stress. Now, I believe somebody around you is saying, look, it's coming to an end. Don't use overkill. You have the mastery to go ahead with this. And there is somebody else there saying, there's something that has to break. There's something that has to crumble. Right, I get it. Because out of the Oracle cards, we've got, from the Work Your Light Oracle, we've got the crumbling, which is pretty much the Tower. You know, it's, it says on here, what are you clinging on to? There is somewhere here you are holding yourself back. You may be waiting for you may have been waiting for some form of resources to click into place, but you were left on your own with very little for a while. One, as a result of your own actions, but two, as making sure you have the ability to build something up for yourself. Yes, more recently, friends have come to be involved in this and have made things better in a fast way, but you had to build the foundations. And now I think now that these friends or allies have got involved, it's because you've built up, you're like, yeah, but I don't quite want them like that. I want that bookcase over there, or, you know, or some minor detail. And that minor detail may be a bit of a sticking point from you because you are aware that you learnt your lesson on how to build this up for yourself. And now that you've involved other people, it's offers to speed the process up somewhat. But I think that now you are your own block. There is something, Martyr him. Now, this card came out for Aries as well. Now, Aries was very much, it was a reading all about healing yourself. You know, don't get involved, step back, take time to heal and pay attention to what it is that needs healing. Here, I think you need to be paying attention to where you are in your own way. Because, yeah, you were tasked to build something up for yourself. You wanted to do it in a traditional fashion, especially after something else had proved to be quite a disappointment, quite a sort of, yeah, I've had enough of that. So you decided to build this new thing where you was left to an extent on your own, but it's almost like, think about being thrown into an escape room, okay? But in the middle of the floor of the escape room is a little book that tells you all the answers where the things are hidden. You know, so you were thrown into a room with all the tools that you needed, and there was only you. It was to give you that sense of strategy, that sense of, I need to know how to build this on my own with nothing. And that's what you did. You have passed that test already. And now that other people are coming involved, to help speed you up, to help speed this process up, but there's an element of you that doesn't like it. I mean, bluntly, you don't like it. Because you're finding them just a little bit judgy and just a little bit interfering. But if you need them because you are going to get the chance to celebrate 5 of Vessels here, 5 of Cups, But in this particular tarot, it's not a miserable loss card at all. And what I'm seeing that Five of Vessels to be relating to is this Five of Coins here. So you can show how much you have created from what little that you started with. But this influence of the other people is forcing you to look at things differently. Hanged Man here. And there is that whole feeling of, oh, what am I doing? And why did I start this in the first place? I started it to build it all myself. And now there's all these other people involved. And yeah, you started to build it all yourself. You did that bit. Now is the time for the other people to become involved. You know, this was why you built it in the first place, so that they could come involved at this stage. But you still have an element of mastery over this whole process, because when all's said and done, you built it, you started it. But they are, say you've built a house from scratch. Now you have the decorators coming in, the carpenters coming in. You've got people coming in helping you do the snagging to make sure that everything's working. And there's still that element of, but let's face it, they'll help you get it done a lot quicker. And they may see something that, because you were seeing it day in, day out, that you didn't necessarily see. Because there is a great move forward soon. And now this is interesting. Ace of Staves, so Ace of Wands. You know, that thrusting ahead, going ahead with what you was planning to do. With the Nine of Swords again, so that's every Nine of Swords that we've seen. No, it's not. No, I take that back. But there's a Nine of Swords here underlying your behaviour. I'm sure there was another Nine of Swords somewhere, which would have been Nine of Bows. So Nine of Swords again with the Temperance card. So what I'm feeling is, yes, you get the opportunity to surge forward, but you could maybe surge forward a bit too fast and be knocking people, not literally knocking people out of the way. And when I said that the main person in your way is you, it's not necessarily fair to knock other people out of the way in the process, because this is a time where you are able to direct how, with the help of these other people, once you've received that help, you are able to direct the momentum, direction, produce of whatever your new plan is. You remain the one in charge, but rather than doing everything to a certain extent now, you are also directing others. This Queen of Staves, Queen of Wands, she's going to manifest what she wants. However, you notice here it's a more elderly individual. So she is indeed a queen with two handmaidens who she can say, do this please, do that please, go and tend to this. So there is that teamwork element, but still you being in charge. With the Eight of Pentacles, you're going to still be doing the same thing again and again and again, but it's got to be kept within acceptable and traditional parameters. There is a certain, I want to say, a certain spirituality with keeping it within specific barriers, like railings along a walkway is the image that I'm getting. It's don't stray one side or the other of those railings, because it will become counterproductive. You keep nurturing, yes, you keep nurturing that, so you're keeping charge, but you are allowing this other input in now, hopefully. You keep nurturing. It is going to start going in the direction that you are wanting. However, like that Temperance card, wherever it was saying, you have to be maintaining those clearly defined guidelines. That was the phrase I was looking for. Clearly defined guidelines, which you probably already set, and they may have been needing adjusting to allow for the presence of other people right now, but it doesn't change the aim. It doesn't change basically where you are wanting to head to long term. But I feel that you're going to be pulled in two different directions, and to maintain your course, you just pull back on those forces and go, no, I'm going this way, and you want this from me and you want that from me. Well, I tell you what, I'm going this way, and you can have what you get. Now, we also have natal with from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, with desire for knowledge. So that's what you're needing right now. So you do, these other people that are around you that are interfering and that are really annoying you and getting in your way, so you think, no, they've got something good to say to you. So they are the ones that will be bringing that knowledge to you. And yes, how interesting. So this is, opposing that is the Goetic spirit Marax, who astrologically represents prejudice. So do not be turned off by do not be turned off about the information that these people are bringing you, simply because the information is coming from them and not you. Because, as I say, with that Hanged Man energy, you are being forced to look at things that different. And yeah, you've got that sense of better than wish fulfillment that you can't quite grasp, because it's almost like this guy here, he's juggling his cups. And I'm not seeing like a gentle juggle, like a professional circus acrobat or something. It's like, oh, no, catch what, is, which can be a wonderfully choreographed comedy act for someone who's deliberately trying to look like they can't quite cope with it. But it's not a comedy act. So there is the trying to, the phrase, trying to keep too many plates spinning. Right, let's have a look. Oh, now this is interesting. Two of Pentacles in the hopes and fears, Two of Staves, so Two of Wands, and then Three of Pentacles. So you're not wanting the results of your work to be taken away from you, or the recognition be taken away from you. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about that. You'll get recognised. You'll get especially recognised if you trip over your own feet. But there is movement, and there's a certain choice that you are not wanting to make. But I think that to get your end result, there is a choice that you are going to have to make. You know what I was saying about those two different directions? Another way, with the way I see you're seeing a specific choice, it's an element of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You have to hold your nose and choose one of the options, because it will help you advance. It will help you move forward. So Queen of the Moon Oracle is saying patience. We've discussed this one, that idea in the reading already. And from the Angel Oracle, we have the Angel of Faith. I have faith that goodness and joy are mine now and forever. And there's that Ten of Cups energy. Keep your eyes on the prize, and remember that every bit of it was a stage. The you building it on your own was stage 1. Other people coming in was stage 2. Stage 3 is you still not losing your mastery over this, but you have that new information, some of which you may not like, but all of which should benefit you. Right, let's have a look at a potential future. Well, victory. Victory through strategy. And, oh, nice that there's 2 sevens. So 7 of stones, pentacles, 7 of swords. So I'm not seeing theft with this 7 of swords. I'm seeing that sense of strategy and the sense of, here with the swordsman in this 7 of swords, I'm almost getting that sense of this is a choreographed display to put on in front of the emperor, whoever that may be. And there's no ill will between any of the people on this card. You know, that this is something that they have trained at. This is something that together they are good at. And with the 2 sevens, that pretty much shows, yeah, the divine thinks you're doing well and that you're fulfilling your spiritual purpose, and all of the woo-woo that you want to hear is in that 7 message. But it's this 6 of wands. Now, this is a really interesting 6 of wands because wands are being used as a lever. This is Tarot of Ramses. I've had this one years. I don't use it very often, but I've had it 20 years. Now, you can tell I don't use it often by how good nick they are, considering it's a deck that's 20-year-old. But it's victory through ingenuity and victory in finding a way of extending your reach. Because you can let it all go to hell in a handbasket. But it's... The minute I said that, I thought that was... I didn't agree. You can be tempted off of the path. Now, I should know who these 2 characters are on this tarot card, because my brain is telling me that I do know how they are, but I also do know who they are. Not that I can remember their names, but I'm also very, very led to the idea that they're pretty much harmless if you pay them no heed, and can actually be really, really useful for you. But it is a devil card, so I'll pull a demon possessed tarot to clarify that in the moment. But their job isn't so much to distract you, but it is your job to lead them. Especially when this is clarified by the Green Man, the Emperor in the Wildwood Tarot, and the Sun. Happy, happy, joy, joy. But these 2... It's almost like you've given somebody who everyone else had given up on a job. And yes, they are every bit as useless as what everybody told you they were. However, they won't remain useless because they're going to learn things under your employ. That's one thing that I get from that. I won't put the Lincoln Imp over the Angels. The Lincoln Imp and the Angels don't get on. Right, let's have a look about this Devil card. I might even find the little booklet for my Chinese tarot, because I'm sure I should know who those 2 characters are. They remind me... Okay, here's one that's coming out. So we've got 4 of Pentacles. Tempts thieves to steal and serves as an excellent familiar with Valifor. It's that excellent familiar bit I want to pick up on, because it's almost like these 2 are gaining redemption somehow by working with you. Not that they're particularly that interested in redemption at the start of it, but that doesn't matter. That's your mission with them. Where's my box? So, I don't think it says who they're supposed to be. The horse-headed demon is associated with the thunderbolt, the blow of which is like Buddhist doctrine, which dispels illusion and wickedness. That's interesting. But again, it's really weird with that devil card, is that I'm getting that sense of redemption coming. This might be why you're going through this stuff at the moment, so that you can then deliver that same example, because I don't feel that's got anything to do with the current situation, apart from when you get there, the current situation has got everything to do with that, because this may be how you're going through something yourself now to be able to deliver this lesson to somebody later. Right, let's have a look at the right, the Chariot, the Strength card, Five of Arrows with a goat. So that's theoretically Five of Swords, but I'm really drawn to that goat. With the Devil and what we were saying about the Seven of Swords here, there's a lot of Capricorn energy coming in, that structure energy. I mean, I know Sagittarius is the goat, but I'm led to the Capricorn with those. It still feels like a Capricorn thing to me with this, but it's like it can spring out surprisingly. So something that you are, like when you see those vehicles that they're too massive and you think, how the hell does that one even start moving? And then it's like, ding! Yeah, think like Transformers or something, that would do. How does something that big move that fast, sort of thing? Or that, not even that fast, that agilely. In a manner so agile, probably, if you correct my grammar. Because there ain't nothing, I'm not drawn to the combat element here. Because again, this feels like fun. The goat is deliberately dodging the arrows, and I don't think the arrows are being fired with any malice. There's that sense of a show going on. In fact, that's what I might call this reading, because there is this sense of the show must go on, and you're still in your origin story for whatever this story is at the moment. Okay, origin stories are always hard. That's the whole point of origin stories. That's the whole point of the hero's journey, or there's Batman losing his parents in Crime Alley, and Uncle Ben getting shot, and Krypton blowing up, and or the evil invading army comes and conquers the village, or whatever the origin story is. Origin stories are always hard. They're supposed to be, because it gives you that welly to go ahead. Now, you've been through the most of your origin story here. That has already occurred. You have been building now, and now is the bit where you are letting other people in, as much as you do not like it. But they have got something of value to tell you. That's especially with one thing I haven't pointed out from the Osset Egyptian Oracle cards, and then from the Anubis Oracle. A Nephthys, both times. Both Nephthys cards. Which, yeah, that's that one. Is, certainly in the Anubis Oracle, talks about setting, or is it on that one? I don't know, on one of them. It talks about how Nephthys did something for an end that she was aiming for. She married Set. She's Isis's or Osset's sister. She married Set, but could not conceive, so she slept with Osiris, which what started a lot of the row, and became pregnant from that, and then spent the rest of the legend trying to set all that right, and trying to sort it all out. Her child was Anubis, the Weigher of Souls. So maybe there was some error, or maybe there was certainly some form of error somewhere, not necessarily done by you, but there was that Ace of Cups, where he was just like, yeah, stuff this for a game of darts. I'm going to go and do something else now. And that, again, it didn't feel that heartrending. It felt more like just an abject change of direction with a sort of, nope, done that now, had enough. So allow these other people in, absolutely, if it's like this pair, if they're involved already, which I don't think they will be, but if they are involved already, then yeah, you need to keep an eye on them. But this is the stage of the plan where you are starting to let other people in to give them access to what you are building rather than what you have built. You very nearly to the have built stage, but just not quite there yet. And that sense of wish fulfillment that is like almost in your grasp but not quite there, you're getting there. But it just looks like there's work for you to do in the meantime. So I've now waffled for, okay, yeah, time for me to stop. So remember, Taurus, if you want a personal reading, message me on the Facebook page, link down below. Give the video a like if it worked for you, or even better, comment, or both. But yeah, comment, because I'd really, really like to know. It's nice to know that I'm not just talking to the camera and myself. But yeah, hopefully this, it must be really, really trying your patience, this situation, because there's this sense of irritability or irascibility, I think would be a good word for it, all across the middle here. But you'll get there, and you'll get there, and you'll be pleased with yourself by when you get there. But right now, the biggest obstacle to you moving forward is you, not other people. All right? Cheers.